Hello viewers, welcome to the channel. In this class, we are going to learn about how IP address will be assigned by an internet service provider. Here, I am taking one example. In this one, I will be explaining how an internet service provider is going to assign IP addresses for many of its customers. Okay, let us see this example. So an internet service provider is granted a block of address starting with 190.100.0.0/16, that is 65,536 addresses. Okay, as you can see, /16 indicates there are 16 hosts and there are 16 network IDs. That means there are 16 bits for host ID and there are 16 bits for network ID. So 2 to the power of 16 will give us 65,536. So we can have this many addresses assigned under a single IP address. Okay, so our target is now to assign this many IP addresses for following customers. In this one, mainly you have to note that this IP address and the way of assignment is not a class full addressing. It is a classless IP addressing. So let us continue. The internet service provider needs to distribute these addresses into three groups of customers as follows. So group 1 has 64 customers and each customer in group 1 have 256 IP addresses requirement. Similarly, group 2 has 128 customers and each customer in the group 2 has requirement of 128 IP addresses. Similarly, group 3 has 128 customers in it and each customer requires 64 IP addresses. So our task is to assign the IP address among these 65,536 into all the three different groups. And finally, we need to design subblocks, that is, after all assigning IP address for all the three groups, we have to design the subblocks. And finally, we need to find out how many IP addresses are still available after these allocations. That means after allocation of 65,536 IP address, totally we have 65,536 addresses. Among these, few of them we assign for these three groups. There will be still few IP addresses left out. We need to find out them. Okay, let us solve this problem. So for simplicity, I have taken ISP, that is Internet Service Provider of a city. Here we have three groups, right? So first group, I will be assuming it as an IT company. You can think of any big software company which has many sub branches in a city. So as we know that in group 1 we have total 64 customers. Like you can think of IT company 1 and its own sub branch of 64 sub branches are there in the same city. So we need to provide IP address for all these 64 companies. So in this one, still we know the details that each company has 256 IP address requirements. That means company 1 requires 256 IP addresses. Similarly, the 64th company requires 256 IP addresses. This is one requirement of the group 1. Similarly, we have a group 2. I have taken an example of bank sector here. You can think of a bank 1 and up to bank 128. As we have 128 customers in group 2 and each customer requires 128 IP addresses. That means each bank requires 128 IP addresses and total we have 128 banks. So you can think of any big banking organization, so which has many sub branches, and each sub branch we have requirement of 128 IP addresses. The third group is, I have taken example of educational institute. In this educational institute, there are again many sub colleges which will come under this institute. Here in this problem we have up to 128 colleges. So in each one college again we have a requirement of 64 IP addresses. That means college number 1 also requires 64 IP addresses. Similarly, college number 128 also requires 64 IP addresses. But actually the IP address given to us is this one, and I have already shown here, that is if we have 6 bar slash 16, there will be 16 network bits and 16 host bits. 2 to the power of 16 will give us 65,536. These are the total available IP addresses. Among these we need to assign IP address for each of these systems. Let us solve this problem. In this one, if I want to assign IP address for company 1, so company 1 has requirement of 256 hosts. So 256 hosts, how we can derive is, that is 256 we can get it from 2 to the power of 8. So 2 to the power of 8 will give us 256. So here this indicates that for this requirement we must have 8 bits of host, that is 256 hosts, and 24 bits of network ID, because 8 plus 24 will give us 32. Similarly, if I want to assign IP address for a bank, then bank's IP number of host requirement is 128, right? So 128 can be obtained in this format, that is 2 to the power of 7 will give us 128. Therefore 7 bits can be used for host ID. So in 32, if I subtract 7, left out is 25. There will be 25 bits of network ID. Similarly, if I want to assign IP address for any of the college, the requirement is 64 hosts. So 64 can be obtained by 2 to the power of 6. That will give us 64. Therefore 6 bits of hosts can be there, and remaining 32 minus 6 will give us 26. 26 bits of network bits will be there. So let us assign the IP addresses now. So group 1, for group 1, as I explained previously, we require 256 IP addresses, and there are totally 64 such customers. Each one of the customer requires 256 IP address to be assigned for them. So as we know that 256 can be obtained by 2 to the power of 8, therefore 8 bits are used as host, and 32 minus 8 will give us 24. Therefore this 8 is number of host bits, and remaining this 24 will be number of network IDs. In this one, therefore IP assignment will start from this, that is we have IP address 190.100.0.0/16 was there, because we have 2 to the power of 16 hosts in complete network, whereas for group 1 we require only 24 bit as network address. Therefore the IP address for this will be making use of this /24. This indicates 24 bits are network bits in this group. Now let us assign the IP addresses. So first IP address, the company. Before assigning the IP address, let us learn how these IP addresses are continuously assigned, that is continuously assigned. These IP addresses are just like increments in speedometer. So as you can see in speedometer, what happens? First, the least significant bit will be incremented, followed by the next significant bit, and followed by the very next significant bit, until the final most significant bit incremented. So in speedometer we have the range from 0 to 10. that is 0 to 9. After that it becomes 10, 10 to 12, 10 to 99 it becomes 100. Like that increments will be there. But in case of IP address it is slightly different. Here we have 8 bits for representation of each one of the bytes, that is each one of these sections. Now as you can see, this single 0, actually we have a representation of dotted decimal here. So dotted decimal, but each one contains 8 bits. So 2 to the power of 8, they range up to 256. You can see here the IP address, if it's incremented, then it will be initially 0, then it will become 1, then 2, like 3. It goes on like this up to 254. Finally it reaches 255. We can fit 256 values in this one. But we know that 2 to the power of 8 is 256, but as it starts from 0, final value which will end will be 255. So very next increment will be incremented by the next most significant bit is here, it is incremented by 1. You can see next. So as you can see, after 190.100.0.255, next value will be 190.100.1.0. So one of the increment to the next most significant bit. Similarly, so in this one also the values again goes on incremented with the least significant bits until they reach up to 255. 0, then followed by 1, 1.1, followed by 1.2, goes on 1.3, 1.4, 1.10, 1.100. It goes on incrementing up to 1.254. Finally it reaches 1.255. After this, next value will be 2.0, that is shown here. So it is 2.0, then 2.1, 2.3. It goes on incrementing up to 2.254. Finally it reaches 2.255. After this again it will be 3. Like this bits in each one of this block we can have 255. As you can see in block number 0, we can have 256 IP addresses. That is again in block number 1 we can have 256 hosts. Similarly in block number 2 we can have 256 hosts. Like this one value reaches up to 254. You can see 190.100.254.0. Again for 254 block we can have a range from 0 to 255. Right? Finally this value can go up to only 255, that is 255. After this 255, for each again 255 block we have the host can be 0 to again 255. Right? Once after this value will be incremented by 101.0.0, but we have the restriction that IP address will be limited to only 190.100.0.0. It cannot be not 1. Right? These two are the network address and these two will be the host addresses. Therefore, our actual IP address start from 190.100.0.0 to 190.100.255.255. So this will be total number of 65,536 values. Now let us assign IP address for the group 1. So let us start with the company 1. So in company 1, the first system will be assigned with the IP address of 190.100.0.0. Then /24 indicates that there are 24 network bits and 8 bits are 8 bits are required for host. So second one will be assigned with 0.1. So as we can go on assigning IP address, finally at 256 it will be assigned with 0.255. You can see that the value is changed from 0, 1, 2, like go on up to 255. Once this value is reached, the total number of IP addresses in this will be 256. So we have the requirement of 256 devices or IP addresses in company 1. So that is satisfied. Let us move on to the next company. So in next company, IP address will be incremented. Here we had a 255. Now it will become 1.0. So next it will be 1.1. So like go on up to 256, that is 1.255. Similarly, we need to assign IP address for such 64 companies. Finally at 64th company, IP address starts from this 190.100.63. Why? Because we have 0, block 0 satisfies 256 customers, block 1 satisfies 256 customers. Similarly, we have such 64 blocks, such 64 companies in this group 1. Therefore, as it starts from 0, final value will be 63. So 63.0, 63.1, 63.2, so on up to 63.255. So this is the final IP address which is assigned in group 1. So after this, you note this IP address because we have to start assigning IP address very next from this IP address. After this, the value will change up to 64.0. So that will be used in the group 2. So these are all the total group of IP address assigned for company, that is group 1. So in this one you can see there are total such 64 companies, right? And in each company we have total 256 hosts. Therefore, number of total IP addresses assigned for group 1 will be multiplied of these two values. That will give us around 16,384 IP addresses. So these are the IP addresses assigned in group 1. So let us move on to the next group. So in group 2, as we have the requirement that there are total 128 customers are there and each customer requires 128 IP addresses, right? So that each customer requires 128 IP addresses. Therefore, it is 2 to the power of 7 will give us 128. So if I subtract 32 minus 7, left out will be 25. Therefore, network ID for this will be having 25 bits, whereas host ID will have 7 bits. Therefore, the first IP assignment will start from this /25. This /25 is used because the network ID is 25, whereas the IP address starts from this 64 because we have seen from the previous data that the group 1 ended with 63.255. Therefore, the next one should start with 64.0. Therefore, we are starting with 64.0/25. So in group 2, banks, the bank 1, for in that one, the system 1 starts with the IP address of 190.100.64.0 and /25. So for all, we'll be using /25 here instead of in the previous case it was /24. So second system will be assigned with 64.1. Similarly, next third system will be assigned with 64.3. As we know that we have only 128 devices or IP addresses should be there in a bank 1. Therefore, the 128th system will have 64.127 because we start with assignment of 0. Finally, it reaches up to 127. We are completed with 128 values. The very next value will be 64.128. So we can see the block 64 has assigned only values from 0 to 127. Still it has the values from 128 to 255. So that will be assigned to bank 2. In bank 2, the next value will be 64.128. Next value will be assigned as 64.129. Next value will be 64.130. Finally, the 128th device in the bank 2 will have 64.255. Here you can see that 0 to 127 plus 128 to 255 has completed a range in the block of 64. So you can see that still we are in a block of 64 only. Using a same 64 block, we have assigned IP address for 2 banks. In this one, each block will assign IP addresses for 2 blanks. So as we know that total number of banks is 128. So if I divide this 128 by 2, because we have total number of 128 banks. We have total number of 128 banks, and each of the block can have a set of assign IP address for 2 banks. Therefore, we will be getting that is 64. Okay, so therefore for this 64, if I add plus 64, it will be 128. Okay, so therefore in this one, the final bank, that is 128 bank, will have IP address of 64 plus 64, that will be equal to 128, because we will be counting the value 64 also. Final value will be 127. It's as good as we start from 0 and end up to 255. Final, actually total number of devices will be 256. Like this, it is 127, right? So 127, and previous block was, that is 127th bank was started with 127.0 and it ended at 127.127. Therefore this 128 bank will start with 127.128 and the next IP address will be 127.129. So as like this one, finally it goes up to that 127.255. So this will be the last IP address assigned in group 2. In this one, total, as we have total number of banks as 128, right, and multiplied by total number of IP address required in each bank is again 128. Therefore total count will be again 16,384. So this is how the bank the group 2 has IP address assigned. Now let us move on to group 3. So in group 3 we have a number of devices is again, sorry, number of customers is 128, that is 128 educational institute, and each educational institute requires 64 IP address. So that can be obtained like this. 64 IP addresses can be obtained by 2 to the power of 6. This indicates that 32 minus 6 will give us 26. Therefore net ID, that is number of bits in the net ID, will be 26, whereas number of bits in the host ID will be equal to 6. Therefore the first IP address starts with 190.100.128.0 and it is /26. You can see here, because the net ID is, the net ID, number of net ID bits are 26. So how did we got this 128? Let us go back to previous slide. In this one, you can see that the last IP address was this 127.255. For this one, the very next IP address will be 128.0. Therefore, we have chosen this 128.0 as the next IP address. Okay. Therefore, in the group 3, that is educational institute, very first college will have total number of 128. The first college will have requirement of 64 IP addresses, whereas the first system will be assigned with 190.100.128.0 and it is /26 because we have 26 bits as net ID. The second system will be assigned with 128.1. The 64th system will be assigned with 128.63. You can clearly see here, we have started from 128.0, we have ended at 128.63. We started from 0, we completed at 63, as we have total number of 64 devices, or else 64 IP addresses. The very next IP address will be 128.64. So that will be assigned for college 2. So in the college 2, very first IP address will be 128.64. The next IP address will be 128.65 and so on up to the 64th system in the college 2 will have IP address of 128.127. That is nothing but 64 plus 64 will give us 128 minus 1. Every time after it is 1. Therefore it will be 127. Still you can see that here the block 28 is not yet completed. So block 28 starts from 0 and go on up to, it can go up to 255. So block 28 can fit 4 set of 64 IP addresses. That is 64 into 4 will give us 256. That indicates that in a single 128 block we can fit 4 different colleges. That indicates that in a single block we can fit 4 colleges, right? Such colleges, we require 128 colleges. Therefore, when I divide this 128, because total number of colleges are 128, so if each one of the block fits 4 colleges, so how many total number of blocks are required, we'll find out. So 128 divided by 4, so will give me 32. So total number will be, so total 32 blocks are required to complete this 128 colleges. Now for this 128, if I add 128 plus this 32, that will give me 160. So 128 plus 30, that will be 158 plus 2. So 150. Sorry, 160. So in 160, you know that we have to every time subtract 1. Therefore, the last this college starts with IP address of 150. You can see here the IP address will be 190.100. It is 159. That is 160 minus 1. And how could we get it from 192 here? Because you can see in each college it starts from 0 and go up to 63. The next range will be from 64 to 127. The next range will be 128 to 191 and 191 to 255. So we can divide this 0 to 255 in these ranges. So this is the last range and last college. This is 192 to, it can go up to 192 to 255. The second IP address will be 59.193. The third IP system will be 159.194. Similarly, the last 64 system will have 159.255. So once again, I want to make you clear that in the single 128, we can have fit 4 different ranges of IP addresses, 4 different colleges. The very first college will have 0 to 63. The next college will have 64 to 127. The next college will have 128 to 191. The next college will have 192 to 255. So like this, total number of college will be 128. So this is the final IP address which is assigned. So after this, IP address will be 160.0. So 160.0 is not assigned because we have completed with the IP address assignment according to our requirement. So in this one, the total number of IP address assigned for group 3, that is total number of colleges, will be equal to 128 multiplied by total number of hosts in one single college, that is 64. That will give me 8192. So now let us find out how many addresses are still available after these allocations. So to find out how many IP addresses are still available, first we need to find out how many IP addresses are allocated actually. For that, we need to add the total number of IP addresses assigned. So in group 1, we had total 16,384 IP addresses assigned. In group 2, again we had 16,384 IP addresses assigned. In group 3, we had 8,192 IP addresses assigned. When I add all these together, I will get a value. But actually we have a grand total of IP addresses were given to us were 65,536. Actually, total allocated IP addresses, when I add all these 3 values, I will be getting 40,960. So in the total actual available IP addresses, when I subtract allocated IP addresses, I will be getting freely available, that is free IP addresses. Still, there are freely available IP addresses are 24,576. Still, we can assign to the next any of the groups. So, what is the range of IP addresses? Those which are free. You can see that IP addresses which are free, it starts from 190.100.160. Previously, our IP address lastly it was ended at 159.255. Therefore, very next IP address is 160.0 and it will go up to 190.100.255.255. So in this range of IP address, we have 24,576 freely available IP addresses. So this is the answer for the question. That is, 24,576 IP addresses are freely available. So actually, according to our question, you have to derive all these IP addresses according to group by group and assign IP address, a range of IP addresses starting and end IP address for each of the company and each of the customer, and go on assigning the IP addresses. Find out all the IP addresses which are assigned, find out total of the IP addresses assigned, and find out which are freely available IP addresses. You can see here this. You can see here the same problem was given in my notes, and I have explained the same program with the in the above in this video. Right? We have discussed the same problem. So as we have discussed in the group 1, so it started, we had 64 companies, that is IT companies. In each IT company there we had 256 IP address requirement. Therefore it was from 0 to 255. Similarly, the second company will be having 0 to 255. Again, the last 64th company will be 63.0 to 63.255 as we have discussed, and this will be the total number of IP addresses. Similarly, in the group 2, as we have taken an example of a bank, in this one total we have a bank, total number of count as 128 bank, and each bank requires 128 IP address. Therefore, the very next IP address was 64.0 and it starts from 0 to 127, next 128 to 255. So we can fit in a single block, we can fit 2 customers. Similarly, therefore we divide 128 divided by 2, we get 64. For this 64, we add 64, we will get 128 minus 1, that is 127. This will be the last final IP, 127.128 to 256, right? And again we have a IP address total as 16,384. In the group 3, we have a requirement of total 128 customers, and each customer requires 64 IP addresses. Therefore, the very next IP address was 128.0 and it starts from 0 and goes up to 63, total 64 customers, and 64 to 127, next one 128 to 191, and 192 to 255. So as we can see, a single block can fit 4 customers. Therefore, we had divided the total number of customers 128 divided by how much each block can fit, that is 128 divided by 4 will give me 32. So for this 128, when I add 32, I will be getting 160, that is subtracted by minus 1, I will get 159. 159 minus the fourth range, that is 192 to 255 will be the IP address assigned. Total number of IP addresses are again calculated. The same thing is written here. The same thing is shown in this diagram. So we can see that total number of granted IP address, the IP address was 190.100.0.0.16 and it starts from 0.0 and it can go up to 255.255. So these 2 bits are network addresses, network bits, they remain same, whereas these 2 bits are host address, they increment, right? Total number of IP addresses fit will be 65,536. And group 1, actually we had taken 64 customers, the customer 1 and customer 64. The very customer IP address for customer 1 starts with 100.0.0/24. The last was 63.0.254. Whereas for group 2, it started with 64.0 and /25, and it went up to 127.128/127.255. And group 3, it started from 190.100.128 and it went on up to 159.255, right? Here we are showing the customer address. Customer address means the very first IP address which is assigned actually, and total available IP addresses are from 190.100.160.0 to 190.100.255.255. Okay, thank you for your patience listening.